Hey guys, welcome back to Black Clover Mobile. In today's video, we're at 3 days in since the global launch, and I want to give you guys a bit of an account update and talk about a mistake that I definitely think I've made, and I regretted it instantly, and it's tied into something that I've been recommending to people to do, but I've got a stop point for it where I recommend you guys stop on this thing, and that is the Mage's Path. So in a bunch of my beginner's guide, I always say follow the Mage's Path, do what it says, because it's going to get you a ton of rewards. But I now think the place where you really want to stop on this bad boy is reach Mage level 100. Now, this is as free to play. If you're a spender, you're going to get a lot more resources to do this stuff, so you can go nuts. But as a free to play, I really regret doing this. So if we go and check it out here, if we go to my mages, you can see my Yami here. I boosted him to 100 to keep going with this because I wanted to keep getting the stuff. But the problem is I instantly regretted it because the amount of resources it took, because he was at 84 at the time I did this, and I boosted him all the way up to 100. But the amount of resources it took, like I could have had my Mimosa perfectly built, and then she could have been part of my PvP team, and I could have been more competitive in PvP. And I really regret that decision. So that's what I would recommend to free-to-play players. And if I had my time again, that's the way I would do it. I would not worry about boosting a character to level 100, because when we look at the Mage's Path, the next one is going to be where is it? It's here somewhere. I looked through. Reach bond level 15 with a mage. Now that's another thing I don't want to do, because I don't want to waste my bonding materials on just one mage that's going to get it anyway. And that's the thing that I'm really kicking myself about as free to play when you're trying to min max, is that because Yami's like my main DPS, I'm going to use him in everything. And even though I'm not farming experience at the moment, you get little bits of experience through everything. As you can see, these guys here, I have not leveled them once I got them to level 80. They've just been leveling through farming gear and stuff like that. So I would have got there eventually anyway, but I was just rushing a bit much. And that is one thing, a key thing, because those amount of resources, I probably could have got my Mimosa to like between 60 and 80 with all that experience that I put in. And instead, I went with the Yami to get the Mage's Path. And once again, I just regret that, and I don't want you guys to do that and then be like, shit, I could have had another unit built. So that's the thing I wanted to touch on with that. But I wanted to jump in and give you guys the account update with where I'm at. I'm pretty happy with the account. We are free to play. Free to play whaling is what I call it, because I'm doing things that whales do, but on a free to play account. I've stopped refreshing stamina. So the first 3 days I did almost all the stamina refreshes, but now I'm only doing one per day. And I'm sort of starting to cut back on that stuff. So where are we at? Let's first look team power. If I go manage team here, you can see that is my team power at the moment. We're at 152.9. The Charmy is very low. So the thing with my Charmy is I just left her. Once I could farm gear, I just stopped investing into Charmy pretty much. If you take a look at her gear, she's not many LRs and stuff like that when you compare it to something like Yami, who's getting pretty stacked. So that's sort of where my team power is at. I'm pretty happy with it. We are able to farm everything that we need to farm at this stage, so I'm pretty happy with my team power and stuff like that. Now, arena, if we go ahead and jump to arena, I just did my little push for the day. We did get up to rank 4, but we just had, you knew it was going to come, we had an instant clap. So I could push up pretty high, but then I just get smacked back down pretty quickly. And then I just got to try and climb my way back up. And because my defense is pretty shoddy, because I do have that Charmy in my team, I can't really withstand other enemies, and that's why I'm kicking myself that I didn't do my Mimosa up, because Mimosa would have been fantastic in my team at the moment. But hey, I'm pretty happy with Arena anyway. We're climbing those ranks, we're getting those extra gems from here, and once we get through Challenger, then we go into the upper leagues, and that's when we really start getting some massive goodies from these. So we'll see how that goes. But that is where we're at in Arena. I do a battle for you guys, but I have no more tickets. It's essentially just, I've lost one offense battle, and I've had, I think, like a bunch of losses and maybe like three or four defense wins, which I'm pretty happy with. 3 or 4 defense wins. I'm happy to keep up that record of like a 20 to 30% defense win. As we move past that, something that a few people noticed in my previous video was the extra unit that I had here in Rades. So I did a couple extra pulls to get myself some SR units to be able to buy the stamina from the shop with the SR shards. And when I did that 10 pull, that's where I got my Rades, but it's also where I got my 1-star on my Yami. And it's also where I got my Mimosa skill page. So my luck has continued. From 30 more summons, I got Radies, a Yami, and a Mimosa skill page. So I'm pretty happy all round with the way my summons have gone. If we go to my total tally on summons, I think I'm around 70 all up. If we look at this one, we're at 50 on this one. And then standard banner, because I've done a few on the standard. Oh, wait. My head's in the way. Give me a sec. So this one's at 44 on the standard banner, and then over here we are at 50. And that's where I'm leaving it. I'm not going to summon anymore. It's so tempting to me to summon to try and get SR units to get those extra 200 staminas, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to hold out for the next seasonal banner, and we're going to save everything up until then. So my only chance to get SRs is on my daily free pool. But yeah, that's where we're at summons. That is where we are at summons. So we've done, what's that? No, we've done more than 70. What have we done? We've done 94 summons is where we're at. I believe 10 of those on the standard banner is the beginner pool with the Charlotte. So, I mean, it's more summons than I planned on doing, but I definitely can't complain with where we're at. In the drops that we've got in units. I think we're pretty well set up. The only unit that I want now, the only one left that I want would be Vengeance. Vengeance is an absolute savage. I love Vengeance, but I'm pretty stacked on blue anyway, and I'm not overly stressed about it. So moving on from that, if we go over here into the challenge, this is one I've had a few questions about. People saying like, what's the best team for this one over here? And my answer to that is just use the team you're using. I wouldn't go building units specifically for this, just because you can do it pretty well with just any units. You can see I'm ranked 27. I think when I got that score yesterday, I was at like rank 14 or 15. And all you gotta do is like beat the hardest stage, make it last a little bit longer and use some more skills is essentially what I did. And it gets you pretty decently ranked up in this thing. Now, yes, you could build teams for it, but I don't recommend building teams for this specifically. I feel like what you want to do is start building your other teams first. For me personally, I'm gonna start building other units of other elements that also cover me for PvE/PvP. So when I said like, what am I building next? The next unit I am gonna build is gonna be Mimosa. Then I might even do Radies after that. I'll have to wait and see. But units that I'm looking to build are Mimosa, Radies, Charlotte, and also Leopold, just because these guys, they cover the different elements. But I'd probably wait and see if I can get some more green units that I want to build first, because that gives me my... with Mimosa, what I'm keen to test, and I haven't tested this on Canadian server or anything, I'm keen to test building Mimosa and then seeing if my blue team core can work with Mimosa as the healer against blue dungeons, because then we've got the revive to back us up. And if I can do that, that means then I could start pushing the blue dungeons and working like that. I'm not 100% sure if it'll work. I got to test these things out, but it's something I am going to experiment with. So if I build her and I'm pretty fine from there, then maybe I'll hold out on Radies until I need him for like PvP or something further on. But then Charlotte and Leopold, they're going to be like my PvE units for red team. So those are the units I'm looking at building, but I'm also keen to see, watching closely on when we get more units coming to the game, because I'm also trying to stay relevant in PvP. So Mimosa is a great choice because she's going to work for me for PvE and PvP moving forward. So she is definitely going to be the next unit that I build. And obviously, I've been stocking up on all my gifts. You can see I've got 6 gifts there. And then I've also got, if I go to my inventory, consumables, I got 7 more here. So I have been stacking up on these bad boys, just getting ready to feed them into my next unit. And I'm pretty sure Mimosa is going to be the one that we do. Let's see if we can get an LR here. I never get anything good on those. Never get anything good. I've got a fair bit. Today's login was sick because today's event with the multi-day event was epic. Where was it? Where is it? This one, the 7-day missions. Because what do we get on today? We got, I can't scroll down, but I think we got like 4 stamina refills, 400 stamina, which is absolutely sick. So I'm going to burn some stamina as well. At the moment, I'm still sort of working on gear. I want to get my gear completely fleshed out. I've also been doing a little bit of talent farming as well. And I'm probably going to push in to start farming these other stats as well for my talents on my core units, get 2 of all of them done, and then work through on my main units and unlock all 6, especially on the attacking ones to unlock this slot as well. But that is sort of down the road. I'm still sort of focusing on gear and splitting in my time up. If I do like 8 runs on gear and I get nothing, then I just crack sads and I farm something else for a minute. But that is where we are at after 3 days. If you guys have any other questions, any other content you want to see, please let me know in the comments. I've got a ton lined up still, but I'm always keen to hear what you guys want to see. And yeah, that's it from my free-to-play 3 days so far. Once again, don't chase that level 100 for the Mage's Path. I don't think it's worth it. I regret it massively. And yeah, that's about it, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.